This summer, love takes the stage under the stars in Balboa Park with William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. Director Kathleen Marshall says it's one of the very first rom-coms.
We're saying that these are sort of the original romantic comedies, and every movie or TV show where you have two people who sort of rub each other the wrong way and bicker and sort of then tumble their way into romance. That's what happens to Viola and Cesario. That's Beatrice and Benedict. That's down to Hepburn and Tracy and Sam and Diane on Cheers. It's like it's all originates from these romantic comedies that Shakespeare wrote.
And Marshall should know. She's also directed the Bard's classic tale of dueling lovers in Much Ado About Nothing and the more serious Love's Labour's Lost. But can a playwright who's been dead for more than 4 centuries have anything relevant to say to a modern audience? Marshall says yes.
Because, they're about the human condition. And I think that in Shakespeare's plays, whether they're the comedies or the romances or the tragedies, they may be people sort of behaving in extreme ways, but it's all recognizable. It's all understandable. People sort of falling in love or having, being jealous or desiring something or someone, or dealing with loss or dealing with pain or trying to find their joy. They're all real sort of human characters experiencing life in a way that's recognizable to any audience.
12th Night centers on the shipwrecked Viola, who disguises herself as her lost twin brother. Then she becomes the go-between for a lovesick Duke Orsino, and Olivia, who rejects his advances but falls for his messenger.
Your true love for my master.
How with mine honor may I give him that which I have given to you?
I will acquit you.
Although Shakespeare exaggerates characters for comic effect, he never forgets their humanity.
One of the things that I've really been realized as we've sort of delved into it is that all of these characters are sort of are flawed in one way or another. All of these characters are sort of feeling some sense of loss. We have 2 characters who are literally lost in a shipwreck, and other characters who are sort of have something missing in their lives, some void that they're trying to fill. And so even though hopefully it becomes, they fill it with sort of joy and romance and attraction and mischief, but it all comes from a place of sort of grief or loss or sadness. And so it's really, even though it's a great Shakespeare comedy, it has this depth to it.
And Viola is key to that depth as she navigates both love and the action of the play, hiding her true identity.
She is going through her experience of the play disguised as a man, and affects everybody in such a unique and individual ways. And they don't know necessarily why they're being affected by this person, but they are. And I think it's the fact that she sort of is both genders at the same time. She has her own insight and perception and emotions and ideas, but because she is presenting as a man to people, they listen to her differently and she interacts with them differently. And so I think it's interesting. And of course, in Shakespeare's day, that would have been a man playing a woman dressed as a man. So I think it's very sort of interesting that there's gender fluidity in Twelfth Night that's interesting to explore.
It also proves interesting, as well as delightful, to explore how relevant a 423-year-old rom-com can be. The times may change, but human nature never does. Thanks for watching. I'm Beth Accomando, KPBS Arts and Culture reporter, and I cover the arts in San Diego. So please subscribe to the channel and check out the playlist.